Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. Now, I finally got my Monster Linux PC built. If you have not seen that video, be sure to check it out in the description below. But one of the great things about having this PC is that it's powerful enough so that I can actually now play quote-unquote modern games. Now, if you didn't know the specs of this machine that I have, it is running an Intel Core i7 6700K unlocked CPU. It has an AMD RX 470 GPU with 4 gigs of RAM, and it has 16 gigs of DDR4 memory, all running on 2 SSD hard drives, so it has more than enough power to run some of the newer games. Now, if you watch my channel, you know that I really do not play modern games, whether that be on console and especially on PC, because I don't have any machines that can run it. I am primarily a person who loves playing retro games, games that I grew up with. So a lot of my videos, you see me playing games on my actual phone itself, all my mobile gamer episodes. But now that I have a machine like this, I can finally try out some of these newer games. And thanks to services like Steam, and specifically now that Steam, with their Steam OS, which is all Linux based, is going to get into more and more Linux gaming. That means that we, as people who use Linux, are now going to be able to play more and more modern games. And in the future, with the Vulkan API becoming more available and used by more developers, we'll be able to play a lot of the same games that we have in the Windows platform. And so today, I wanted to focus on a few games that I think showcase the different levels of gaming that you can experience currently on Linux. And so I'll be talking about games that don't require a lot of hardware. And then after that, go to a little more graphically demanding games. And then finally, one that I feel does require a more powerful hardware. Now, I will say that the games on here, they're not like brand new. Okay, so right now, Microsoft Windows is still the place to go for the newest and greatest games. And also, in terms of the driver support and everything else, right now, Windows is dominant. However, my feeling is, with everything that I just stated earlier, Linux is going to have a revolution in modern gaming, starting with the PC. So the videos that I'm going to show you next is actually part of a larger video that I did, the actual whole gaming episode that I did. It is about 30 minutes long, and it's only available to my subscribers at GeekOutdoors.com. So if you have not subscribed, go to my website, subscribe, and you're going to get additional Geek Outdoors content like the one that is that 30-minute video that I'll talk about. So in this case, it's going to be a condensed version, but at the same time, it's going to show you the type of gaming experiences that you can get on Linux in 2016. So let's go ahead and check these out. Let's go ahead and start with Shovel Knight. I am a huge retro gamer. That's actually where I play most of my games, as you could tell. But every now and then, you'll come out with a gem like this. So I will be playing this with the keyboard, and so it's probably, you're probably going to see me die a lot on this game. And if you notice on the top left, I do have a frame rate monitor, so if you're interested in that, you can kind of see how many frames that I'm getting on this game. So I'm not the best at this, so yeah, you can laugh at me if you want. So okay, let's go here. And like I said, I am playing with a keyboard, and so the experience will be a little different than what I would normally get out of a console. And you can use the controller on this as well. And you know what, when it comes to like actual retro gaming, this is retro gaming done right, in my opinion. You know, it's awesome. I love this game. And as you can see, this thing has no problem running this, as it should. Oops, I nearly died. Well, there it goes. I just spoke too soon. This reminds me so much of, I would say, and other reviews I've said it before, it reminds me so much of DuckTales, and also Mega Man, all rolled into one. And I would say even like Castlevania too, because there's a lot of experimenting, there's a lot of hidden stuff. And this definitely not in like super easy game. It's definitely challenging. Man. And wow, Yacht Games did a really great job with making this playable on, playable on keyboard. I'm pretty impressed that I'm even able to play this long with the keyboard. And the music is awesome. It's just like really, whoa. Well, I don't think I could attack and go up, but oh yeah, awesome. Whoa, okay, that wasn't awesome. Now we're gonna go to something a little bit more demanding, and that's Shadow Warrior. This is a first-person shooter. It's actually one of the most fun first-person shooters I've played in a while. And this one's more like old school gaming, where it is more similar to Doom than it is to something like Call of Duty. You know, so the older type games like this, it's more about just action. You know, it's really less about the storyline. Although this does have a pretty fun storyline as well. And I am running this game on Ultra, and so it does require some more hardware out of this as well. And you know, if you don't want to wait, you could also skip this part as well. But I'm gonna go. All right. Whoa. Well, that was quick. Okay, so if you look on the top left, the actual frame rate might not be equivalent because of the fact that I am recording this at the same time. But this is running on Ultra, and typically I'm getting around 60 frames per second on this game. Every now and then it'll dip down to about maybe like 40 frames, which is still pretty great though. I mean, if you compare this to original first-person shooters on Linux, it ran pretty bad. So it's pretty cool that you can do this. It's such a fun game. And there is a sequel to this. However, it's not currently being developed for Linux, although they did promise that. And this game is awesome. It reminds me a lot of Duke Nukem. And if I remember correctly, the original was made by the same people who did Duke Nukem. And as you can see, even when I'm screen recording and there's a frame rate drop, this is still more than playable, I think, for the majority of people who enjoy video games. Okay. Oh, ooh, yeah. And the action here is pretty crazy. Yeah. Oh, come get some. Whoa. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get near those green guys because they explode and they take off a lot of energy. And man, this shotgun, it takes them out. Ooh, yeah. And this game could get super duper crazy when the actions ramps up. Trying to make that explode. Oh yeah. Let's try a different weapon. And this weapon is really slow. I don't like it too much. It's mainly good for like long range and if you're not having too many enemies on the screen. That's really what it's good for. Let's go. Machine gun. Oh yeah. Final game that I want to show you is the one that's really going to push your system. And so this is basically what a modern game that you can expect. And so it's BioShock Infinite. I am going to be running this just like Shadow Warrior at ultra settings. And more than likely, I'm not going to get like 60 frames per second while I'm screen recording. But typically with this particular game, at least on my hardware, I'm usually getting around 60 frames per second. So as you can see, the graphic fidelity on this is awesome. You know, I really cannot complain. And I would definitely say this is going to be a more graphically, I would say pleasing experience on the PC versus the console. You're going to get better experience. Now here, as you can see, I'm getting about 39, 40 frames, but as I mentioned earlier, I am screen recording, so. Oh, yes. Oh yeah. Whoa. And so I'm not the greatest at this game, so see how far I could get. Oh man, getting searched. Oh, awesome. Whoa. Oh, man. Oh, crap. Okay, this guy. Okay, there's a big boss. Oh, jeez. Let me take this guy out because he's shooting me. Yeah. Oh, man. Check that out. Oh, God. What happened? Okay, that guy is really, really out to get me. Let me see if I can take him out. I'm out of ammo. Great. Oh, God. Okay, not having ammo is not great. Oh, wow. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this particular gaming type episode. I hope that you enjoyed this. And also at the same time, if you are that type of person who's hesitant about building a Linux PC or getting Linux on your system and you do play games, then don't worry. You know, there are really great options out there right now. And the gaming experience is only going to get better as more and more developers and companies support this. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.